Happy Monday morning. Welcome to the Cherry Blossom Studios. I'm David-Dorian Ross, and this is day number 8 of 100 days of Tai Chi. I'm so excited, starting our second week of this 100 days project. And today, very special, I have a brand new movement for you and the weekly recap of all the movements we've learned so far. So let's go ahead and get started right now. Good news today. We are learning a new movement that is actually a repeat of a movement that we've already learned. Today, after play the peepaw, we do another brush knee or hug the knee in a twisted step. So this should be very familiar to you. Watch me one time as we demonstrate it both front and back, and then we'll break it down. How about that? So here we are at the end of play peepaw. From the other view, from the other side, play peepaw. Brush the knee in a twisted step. All right, here's the breakdown. The footwork is a step out into a bow step from an empty step. So remember yesterday we talked about the dimensions of these two steps, that the empty step is 1 shoulder width in length, and the bow step is approximately, for most people, about double shoulder width in length. So I'm going to step out longer to double my dimensions, right? So from the empty step here, step forward, landing softly on the heel to the flat of the foot, and then shift the center of gravity forward until you make your lunge. Right? As you make your lunge, remember, I square off the hips entirely because that is the ao bu, the twisted step. So in the final position, this is all the way twisted. Right? Now, something else that we just introduced in yesterday's lesson was the idea that when you make an empty step, you're actually very narrow here, almost like the front heel is in line with the back heel. On the other hand, when you make a bow step, you have space between your feet, which we call the channel. And this channel is about hip width apart. So back and forth from an empty step to a bow step to a bow step to an empty step, we're making these transitions that go in 2 dimensions. They go from relatively wide and long to relatively narrow and short. Now today we're going in the opposite direction. We're going from narrow and short to wide and long. So as you take this step out here, remember to step out a little bit to the side and forward to make your bow step. Okay, file that away. We'll come back to it. Here's what the hands do. So we're in the play the peepaw position with the left hand extended a little bit more out in front of the body. Elbow is bent, however, so it's not straight out here. Fingertips are higher than the elbow. The palm is facing in towards the center. Left hand is in the range of the elbow crook right in here, but they're separated, so they're not in line underneath each other. They're offset slightly. The hand of the right hand is pressing in towards the elbow slightly. Right? The body is also not squared off in this stance. The body is actually turned slightly, so I am presenting a bit of a sideways angle to my target. And that amount of turn is 45 degrees. So from dead center, my body turns 45 degrees. I'm in my empty step, and my hands are this way for play the peepaw. So now, I'm going to turn my waist another 45 degrees. And as I turn to that other 45 degrees, the right hand, the closer in hand, will arc down and to the side. Right? Meanwhile, the left hand folds across the body. Folds across the body. Right? So now I have one hand long, one hand short. Once I get that one hand long, one hand short, I take my step. Now, the right hand elbow drops. pulling this in right along the chin line. The left hand reaches out and skims across the knee as the right hand pushes. Okay. This right hand pushing, by the way, don't be fooled. It's not all from the arm and shoulder. It actually is going to sit in its chambered in position and ride my body turn. Ride it, ride it, ride it, ride it, ride it, and then extend at the end. Okay, now do this with me. Clear your head. That's too many pieces. I tried to break them down one by one. You can go back and replay this and just get each piece. Here's the thing though. There is a basic principle in Tai Chi that says when one part of the body goes into motion, all parts of the body go into motion together. And when one part of the body goes into stillness, the entire body goes into stillness together. In other words, there's not ever any 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not how Tai Chi flows. Everything is moving together. When one part of the body starts, the rest of it follows at the same time. So everything is moving together. Everything is moving together. Everything finishes, boom, at the same time. Let's do it one more time from the back so that you can follow me. It actually looks like we're just facing the other direction, but this is where we would end up if you had been following me from open the door position. Here we are. Play the pipa. Take a nice deep breath. And circle to the right. Take your step out as you fold in. Shift the center of gravity and skim out over the top, squaring off in a twisted step. Beautiful. And that's our move of today. Now, don't go away, because today is the day that we're going to do the entire recap of all the movements that we have learned so far. But in order to do that, I need to do this. There we go, a little Tai Chi magic. Once more from the back. there you have it. That's the recap of the movements that we have learned up to this point. Hope that you enjoyed that, and obviously when we do the next recap, I'm going to have to get a bigger space. Perhaps by that time, we'll be able to go out in front of the Cherry Blossom Studios and see us in the back garden. Well, first of all, thank you for following along with all of these lessons so far. I hope that you're enjoying them. Second of all, thank you so much once again. I'm just going to keep saying this every day. Thank you for all of your questions and comments, replies, requests, etc. I'm sort of gathering a whole bunch of really great questions that I want to answer in class. Do look for the answers on the comments section of each video, because I am putting them up there every day. But some of the questions I'm saving for answering them in class. So if you haven't gotten your question answered, look for it in the next video. And by the way, bring a friend and you guys can watch the answer that I give to you personally together. If you haven't already done so, you know what to do about subscribing. Hit the subscribe button, click the bell next to it so you get notifications of the new episodes that are coming up. Stay tuned. Tomorrow is another day with another movement and another chance for us to be together. Thank you guys very much. Be well, be wise, be wonderful, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Take care.